G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, back for the fourth match of this Pioneer League. Currently really good shape with Brenton Madsen's list. We've won the die roll here in a Gigantha matchup. I think we just risk that SRAM is good and keep this and get into the video. I don't think we want to overthink this one. If it's a Gigantha deck, it's probably not the mirror match, but my assumption is that mono green devotion deck, right? Or is that play some two like double mana card things? Okay, so our opponent mulligans to 6 and no turn 1 play for us, so we'll just raise Verge Thicket pass. And opponent plays out Overgrown Tomb, so that's a little bit terrifying for us. We do have the SRAM here. We'll play her out before we play out the Light Boars. I should say him. Yeah, SRAM's definitely a dude. And opponent playing Varan, Executioner Thrain. So this creature, when one or more creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Alright, well, I have a feeling like we're versing Abzan vehicles, but I'm not entirely sure as I'm not super well versed with the meta. I guess playing out the planes straight away was a mistake. We might find a mana confluence and regret it. Is it just worth fighting and going through here? Oh, we can't. Okay, I should have thought about that earlier. In any case, we get to attack for a lot of damage. Hey look, our opponent concedes. I have no idea what they're doing. So we don't actually know what our opponent is on here. I did a quick search for Varan on MTG Goldfish, searching up Pioneer decks, and came up with none. No finished events. So maybe they're on like a 5-color mid-range or Omtonite deck with some like random spice in it. I'm not really sure. Let's get into sideboarding and see if we can make any smart decisions. It could also just be that they are a vampires deck and they're just doing something fun that they want to do. Okay, so a reminder as well, guys, if you do enjoy the video, find educational, please consider subscribing. Cards I like here are Extraction Specialist, Hushbringer because it stops the dying effects as well, and Adanto Vanguard because it gives protection. So it's like protection from removal and also like, yeah, so this has protection from destroy effects, this brings back creatures that have died, and this interacts with our opponent. They're unlikely to have Liliana of the Veil, so maybe Cartouche is a consideration. I think maybe a Light Boars, and maybe even a SRAM as well, just because we're bringing in so many creatures. After that, it's just trimming all that glitters, submit, see what happens, see what information we may or may not get. Okay, so we see this 7 here with 2 creatures, good land. I think this is a keep. Opponent with a Blooming Marsh after keeping a 6-card hand. Oh wow, scroll off the top. What did we do to be like so damn fortunate? That's beautiful. Our opponent playing Priest of Forgotten God, sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of target players lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature, add 2 mana, draw a card. Okay, well taking out Cartouche was a mistake. Very interesting. I wonder if our opponent generates tokens somehow or what's going on. I think not knowing what they're doing, running out the Hushbringer and just shutting down ETBs and ETDs, we'll call them, seems worthwhile. Alright, and opponent plays out Cutthroat. Alright, well, they're definitely the sort of deck we pegged them for being, right? I don't think they're going to have any board sweepers or anything. They wouldn't commit this many creatures if that's what was going to go on. So let's play out a SRAM. Then we can Ethereal Armor, start attacking in the air, getting our draw triggers, just really loading up on greediness. So opponent with Fatal Push on Skrelv. That's a bit unfortunate. I mean, this guy's got flying anyway. It doesn't really affect that side of things. So we can attack for 2 damage in the air. You can also get Skrelv back with Extraction Specialist. That's pretty beautiful. All right, ETB is shut off. They would have had a mass 1, put a 1/1 counter on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black army creature token first. Opponent's sacking to make us sacrifice a creature. It's got to be SRAM there, right? Adding 2 mana, drawing a card. Have you got the removal now, opponent? Okay, and now we see Woad Strider from our opponent. So enters the battlefield, create a goat token, sacrifice a creature, scry 1, escape, exile 4 cards from your graveyard, escapes with 2/1 counters. Alright, well, we've got to be in an okay spot there. They're at 1 card in hand now. Just a lone card in hand. I think we're supposed to Extraction Specialist here, even though it makes things a bit slower. We can just get our Skrelv and start protecting our board all over. Oh wait, we shut off our own Hushbringer there. Oh no. Yeah, mistakes were made. Should just be all the glitters attacks then, or Gigantha to hand attack. Alright, opponent plays Gravelight. It would have an ETB, draw a card if creature died this turn, otherwise each player sacrifices a creature. So thank you, Hushbringer. Alright, I guess we get rid of this Extraction Specialist because that was a mistake to play it even in the first place. Okay, our opponent puts their Gigantha into hand, and they do have mana to cast it. This is currently on our opponent's turn, right? Yeah. Okay, just making sure I didn't accidentally skip through or anything funny. It doesn't really matter what order we do this, so just do this all pre-combat just for time's sake. Alright. So attacking for 10, that'll put our opponent down to 6. Gigantha on the way potentially, but our creatures do have flying, so they need to find removal for this Hushbringer, and then possibly removal for Gigantha. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, and with that we take the match there. So I'll just bring up our opponent's deck list briefly. So upon a Google, I found this Pioneer Sacrifice deck. It seems to run most of the creatures our opponent had, plus some like Mana Dorks, Lovestruck Beast as well, which doesn't want to preview. Sideboard interaction is mostly just Fatal Push there, so obviously our opponent's deck list could have varied a little bit from this, but it's good to keep in mind. With that, thank you all for watching the video. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you then.